Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, great. Um, all right. So this is midday mind body care, and it's going to be movement and meditation. We'll do a little like winter inspired meditation at the end, but the idea is just to like give ourselves a little break on Friday, a little kind of sneak peek of weekend energy and care for our spines, whether we've been working sitting or standing or all of the above running around in December mode. Um, we're going to start in a resting position on the mat. So let's come down onto the back and hug the knees in. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
So hugging the knees in, just allow your arms to come around the knees on your back and just give yourself a rock. And if you haven't done this yet, cross your left ankle on top of the right ankle. Just feel that stretch. Then switch the ankle that's on top, still using gravity and the weight of your arms to just pull in a little rock here. And then let's just release the feet and come into a pre-bridge position. So feet a little wider, knees up, arms overhead, but bend your elbows so your arms can just rest comfortably and then let your eyes close. So most likely this shape and being close to the ground is a shift from where, and what you've been doing already today. So just starting by feeling your back on the mat. And before we even start to focus, just letting yourself relax. Letting your mind relax. Feeling the stability of this shape, feet to the mat, back fully supported, soft eyeballs, soft fingers. Let's breathe in through the nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And then lift your feet once more, squeezing the knees in. Take another rock side to side. A little bigger rock side to side this time. We'll land in the middle and just candlestick the feet to the sky. Arms beside you now. Just roll your ankles around. Flexing the feet, wiggle your toes. Feel the backs of your legs. And then as you bend the knees again, come into a spinal twist to the right. Open up your chest, your arms gaze left. The eyes might close again. And here, let's start to align our focus with our breath. And as we stretch the spine here, we're also taking care of the brain, of our minds, this kind of most important organ in ourselves. We care about working out our muscles, stretching our muscles, and so giving the time to also care about our minds, to prepare them to stretch, strengthening. Inhale back through center, change sides here, spinal twist to the left, reopening through your chest, gaze right. Realigning your focus with your breath again. And with the next breath in, we'll come back through center, lift the feet, squeeze, and this time starting to build some momentum. So lift your feet up and down, rock the back. We're gonna go forwards and backwards a couple of times. Just this motion in and of itself is so good for the back and the spine. Even your core, it warms up your core muscles. So do it again another time so you can come all the way through and plant the hands and make your way to table. Stretching out the spine like this. Again, aligning focus with breath. Inhale, look up and drop the belly. You're pressing the ground away here. Sway the hips. On your exhale, you'll arch the back and let your head fall. Let's repeat this couple rounds. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, curve your back. And one more round. And I'll meet you in a neutral spine. And just pull your right arm up to the sky, look up, turn your wrist around here, and then thread the needle, come on down to your right shoulder, take your left arm behind your back. So nice and heavy through the upper body where we carry a lot of tension, a lot of December tension of having a lot on our to-do list, a lot of expectations, a lot of fun, maybe less sleep. And before you come out of this, let's just stretch into this a little deeper. Come off your left knee to your left toes. And so still in the shape, head and shoulder down. Dropping your left knee gently, unwind the left hand and press it to the mat. Inhale, take your right arm up and let's change sides. So drop through center, hands and knees, just sway the hips, C shape side to side. And let's change sides. Reaching the left arm up, turn your wrist around. The stretches really the whole forearm and arm to your armpit. Thread the needle, come on down to your left shoulder, rest your head right arm behind the back. And here, aligning to breath with your focus. So meaning all that other stuff, all the noise, the chit chat of the brain, the monkey mind, kind of gets pushed aside. Feel your breath. When you're ready, gently lift up off your right knee, extending the right leg to the right toes, just staying in this shape. You really feel the ribs as you breathe here. And bring the right knee down gently, plant the hand and take your left arm up. And then just drop that left hand. Again, C-shape your spine side to side. And we'll shift it back to a child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, reach your fingertips out. Drop the forehead. In yoga, we're all about healthy stretching. Breathing helps us to stretch in a safe way. And so we set the foundation here to expand that notion to our minds. Where people talk about mental health as the ability to take a risk safely. So here, we're just setting the foundation with the mind, coming back to acceptance, to presence, from which we can stretch. Staying here in this child's pose, any little tiny motion or press that you want here side to side, take it about 3 more breaths. And we'll rise up to hands and knees and tuck the toes under, making the way to down dog. You give your hips a sway side to side. And then bend your right knee deeply. Dropping your head, shake it. Yes and no, right and left. And then straighten your right leg, bend your left knee deeply. Still stretching the neck here. Hips back through center and pick your right leg up. Stretch it high. Step it forward to crescent on the knee. Back knee down. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale, drop your hands. Come into a runner's lunge as you lift up off the back knee. Step it back, find your plank, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Let's take the left leg high behind and bring it forward on the back knee, crescent. Inhale, lift your arms. Hands come down as you breathe out and just lift to runner's lunge coming off that back knee. And then step your foot back, finding your plank. It's your vinyasa variation, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale to your down dog. And from the down dog, just start to walk your feet up and come to your seat. Here, coming into seed pose. So just sit up tall. It's a little early for this, but this should feel really good and kind to the spine. Squeezing your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around yourself and you're sitting up tall here. So pull the belly in. Your heels are close to your sits bones. Dip your chin right to your chest. Using a bit of muscle here to squeeze in. And then relax your shoulders down to the kneecaps and your chin right between them. Now the arms can soften a little. Breathe. Inhale, lift your chin and then look down at your feet, getting a visual here of where we are, what we're doing. Let's come up to boat, and I'm going to offer the variation of bound boat. So if you can, reach your peace fingers for the big toes. Knees might stay bent or they might extend based on how you know your body. Maybe you take a modified boat here and just bring your hands to your thighs. Sitting up tall again right here. This is a great stretch for the backs of our thighs. When we feel better in our bodies, we feel better in our minds. Another 2 breaths, shoulders really down the back. And then release your feet to the mat, release the bind, reverse table, hands behind you, fingers face you, lift up, inhale, head falls back. Stay here long enough for a little sway, really feeling the shoulders and the chest, front of the pelvis stretch. Chin to chest, drop the seat, and come into a butterfly-like position. So bring your feet together and reach down with your hands, pulling the feet apart. You're gonna feel this in the inner thighs. So sit up tall, stretch the spine, chin to chest, and look up, pressing your knees down here. Feel your thighs. And then release your hands and just take a twist using your hands over the right shoulder, look back. Left hand to the right knee. Back through center. Change sides when you're ready with breath. Right hand to the left knee, look back. Inhale back through center. Let's do it again with breath. You can relax where your feet are, bringing them a little further out if that feels good. Any kind of twist is a really purifying, detoxifying quality to it. Let's do it again, right and left. So stress we store in the body, and if logically you kind of can't see how that works, but it does. It's coming through center now, release your ankles and cross the ankles so they're not crossed but staggered on the mat. Sitting up tall, your hands to your knees. We're not done moving yet, but just take a moment to pause. It's a seated meditation shape. Just noticing the breath here, observing your thoughts. Observe and give permission to your body to relax. And observe and give permission for anything you're feeling back in the corners and right up front. Let's breathe in through the nose and sigh your breath out of your mouth. Make a sound. Open your eyes again and we'll roll down onto the back one more time, hugging the knees in. Big rock here. Now reach up for happy baby. Catch the outer edges of your feet. Knees are going towards the armpits. And use gravity here. Should feel this in your hips, right in the hip crease. Tailbone pressing down. Drop the feet for a bridge pose. I'm going to float my arms overhead and really press the shoulders down. When you're in your bridge, lift your chin off your chest. Give that extra press up to your hips as you squeeze the glute muscles. Just open the knees up and then bring them together. One more breath right here. And come on down. Keeping your arms overhead, extend your legs now. Catch your hands and flex the feet. Stretch through each armpit. And then bend your right knee, open it up to the right side, and press it down. Should feel this through the front of the left hip, through your left armpit. Now take that right knee, cross it over top of your body to the left side, and sweep it across a couple times. Resetting the hips here. Even through the chest, we can feel this. Getting the body and mind ready to be able to stretch safely, to be able to enjoy the good things. One more time, and then we'll extend that right leg out long on the mat. And just bend your left knee, press it down to the left side. You get that lift through the right hip. Should feel it through the right armpit as you reach that right arm overhead again, and then sweep the knee across your body. I do this with my left foot down, with my foot down, but you can do this with the foot lifted, using your hands to help. Finish up this round. And then come into reclining butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Again, really bending the elbows, create that goalpost shape. So there's a broadness to the chest, right above where the heart is. And I heard this saying this past weekend that stuck with me and I loved it. An art therapist shared this. And she said, gratitude makes what we have, what we are, where we are, how we are, enough. Gratitude makes what we have enough. Just thought that was beautiful. So we don't need to do crazy standing balancing postures or sequences or sweat a full liter or even practice for a full hour. But feeling grateful as you extend the legs to your resting posture, Shavasana, or this pre-bridge position, like we began. Knees bent to the sky, feet down. Feeling grateful to just get on your mat and move your spine in all directions in the middle of the day. Feeling grateful that somewhere inside of you decided to take care of your mind. Everything's top down. How companies are run, energy of places, our experience in our bodies greatly affected by this huge organ, our brains. So as we go into a little short meditation here, again, aligning your focus with your breath. And our brains are so powerful. We can imagine things, and the brain doesn't know, the body doesn't know if it's real or imagined. We feel the effects, the power of our brains through us. So start to imagine your winter scene outside somewhere, and just look around when you get there, noticing what kind of a landscape you're in. And if there are trees around, what the snow is like, if it's melting or if it's deep, creating that kind of muffled quiet. Looking up to see if there are hills or animals or what the sky looks like. You might even feel a little tingle of what the temperature could be. Remembering what it's like to breathe in cold air and how it kind of wakes you up. You feel that zing. Remembering what it's like to breathe in fresh air. And still in this winter scene, noticing if there are any sounds that come to mind. Sounds of birds or flap of snow falling or dripping, melting icicles, or the sound of footsteps. And feel how this landscape affects you energetically. The groundedness of it, the peace of it. That space and sense of being out of culture, our cultural currency. And just notice the colors. If there are greens or browns, shades and shadows and brightness from the light. Notice any texture and see if you can imagine taking your hand and feeling the difference. The cold snow, your fingertips, bumpy tree trunk, chilly cheeks and nose. Allowing yourself to spend another few moments in this outdoor winter landscape that you've imagined. Allowing it to fill you up and ground you. Just like medicine to all the other stuff that goes on this month, no matter what category it's in. Knowing in the moment where you're in nature, in this landscape, we're made of the same materials. Part of the same system and beauty of life. And without all that other stuff, feeling enough right here. Grateful. Feel that down to your heart. And the next breath in, feel it expanding through your body. Gratitude and groundedness and peace. And if you've got your knees bent, just extend your legs to the ground again. Start to wake up here. So turn your palms and point your toes and flex them. Your feet flex and wiggle the toes and the fingers, and then turn your head over to the right side. Starting to come back to your mat, feeling really relaxed and good in your body. Stretch long now, arms overhead, feet together. And then squeeze in, just rolling over to your favorite side. Fetal position for breath. From this spot of warmth, more able to extend ourselves, whether to our family, friends, work, whatever is required of us this month. Stretch a little more. Namaste. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.